sixth grade. Good morning, Lola. And that's unfortunate. People don't read anymore. Oh, I don't have to read anymore. I can just look it up. Chat GTP is going to tell me everything I know. Spark notes, Cliff notes, everything. Okay, well, why you don't know nothing? Why you don't know nothing? If it's working and you don't need to read anymore, why don't you know anything? When I'm at Nola's appointments and I tell people I read a book on such and such, I read a book, there's this pause for a moment. You read a book on that? Why don't you read a book on that? You can just see it. Like, why would you, what were you thinking that you're just going to read a book about that? And it's like, oh, I can just ask. Okay, cool. So your working memory is deteriorating. And now you got to ask, what if there's a power outage? Just a legitimate question. What you gonna do if there's a power outage? All your information is now gone. There's a blackout. State, city, country, global blackout. Who you asking then? Does anyone have an answer for me? Blackout, power outage, brownout. It's a genuine question. Genuine question. Who's going to have the answer? Who? If it's okay to not read, if it's okay to not know, because you can always, until you can. Until you can't. Now what? Because you don't read, so you don't even know what you did with the owner's manual. You didn't, it's not somewhere, it's not some physical place. That's why reading is fundamental. How are you going, if your working memory isn't working, you're not putting any new information in because you can search and chat and do all of that. What's going to happen when you actually need your working memory? I use COVID all the time because I knew the supply chain, because I was technically competent. I knew my business. I went and communicated with all the grocery store managers, the store manager. Who's that? Hey, where's Jill? Hey, Jill, how you doing? Dr. Donna, nice to meet you. Got a couple questions for you about the supply chain. Couple questions. Oh, really? Yeah. So we get a truck on Wednesday and Thursday. We get a truck every day. Okay, cool. What time? What's coming in? Is it a full truck? Is it a complete truck? Are you doing produce? Are you doing dry goods? What's happening with that? Okay, got it. Now we're going to make our shopping based upon each one of these stores, what day their truck is coming in. That's how we're going to get our items because of that. So reading helps with the problem solving because the working memory is happening every day and you get more and more information. So Frito-Lay I didn't walk in and they just opened up my head and said, oh, here's all this operations. They gave me a big ass, thick 3-inch binder with all the information tabbed out because this was 2001. And they said, learn all this. And I was the only manager that learned all that. People knew enough, found out what department they was going to, figured that little part out, and that was that. And I read that bad boy from cover to cover and kept it for many years until I knew exactly what was in it. So reading is fundamental to your functioning every single day. You can decide that you're not going to read. And I got 2 words for you. Power outage. Power outage. Long term. So for a long-term power outage, what you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going, now everybody's going to be going talking to their neighbors. Hey, how you know? How you going? And everybody's going to have this nice little atrophied brain because you got all this technology at your house. Okay, cool. Use both. I'm saying use this piece of technology. This is the best one you got. And then use that as a backup. But you're making this the backup. And it's backed up. It's locked up. It's sat down. You can't use it anymore. Focus on the results is the next one. Focus on the results. I'm always focused on the results. If I focused on now, I would stop. If I focused on the fact that there are 5 people on this live, I would stop. I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the fact that my family lives to be well into their late 80s, early 90s. So I got time. I got about 40 more years to be here. So that's awesome. So, okay, cool. Between 35 and 40 more years. So I'm saying it will happen. There will be millions and millions of people holding themselves personally accountable. That's the result that I'm paying attention to. I'm not looking at this number that's sitting there right now because that's what unaccountable people do. Unaccountable people look at now, and that doesn't require any faith. Faith is the belief in something that's not currently here. I believe that it will be, and that's why I wake up every day ready, putting my boots on to make this happen. So focus on the results. When I was in college, and I've said this before, I used to say my money is tied up in investments right now. That's why I have 5 pair of jeans. That's why I have no clothes and I'm eating rice again for my 3rd meal of the day. Yes, that's why. Okay, and then number 7 is meet your potential. We've talked about this before. You have the ability to have more than one potential. You have the ability to have more than one potential. It's not, they did messed up. They had so much potential. They had so much